If you're thinking about moving here or just curious about how much it costs to live in this beautiful island, I'm going to break down exactly how much I spend in a month of living here in Lombok. Stick around till the end to find out how much you actually need to live here in Lombok, because I think the total will surprise you. And let's get into it. The first thing that we're gonna talk about is the rent of staying here in Lombok. Most people will choose to stay in Kuta, and after being living here, I also would recommend to stay in Kuta because the location itself is just very convenient. You have good access to the beach, to restaurants around, cafe, co-working space, and also gym. It is a small beach town with a laid-back vibe and also a growing community of expats. So I booked my stay from Airbnb, and if you're only planning to stay for a month, then I think Airbnb would be a great option. So I'm gonna show you some accommodation that you can find here in Kuta. So if you can take a look at this street, it's called Jalan Raya Kuta, and I would highly recommend for you to stay along in this street because this is the main street in Kuta. And accommodation itself vary. You can find something for like $400 per month up to $3,000 per month. To be honest, I was really surprised because I thought the rent here would be very inexpensive, but I can totally see it with the amount of people who start moving here to Kuta. The rent also slowly went up. But let's say you want to find something that is under $1,000 per month. It is still possible. For example, this place, it is a great location, well furnished. You have the kitchen, also a working table, private bathroom, and this is a 1-bedroom unit, and it's in a really good location as well. If you want to find something that is less expensive, this is also a great option. It's a private room in a bungalow. With a bungalow like this, usually you have a shared kitchen, but you have your own bedroom and also a shared pool. But yeah, usually the closer it gets to the beach, the more expensive the rent would be. In general, the rent here is still more affordable compared to Bali. Plus, there is no traffic at the moment. I'm here around March to April, which is not the high season. I heard it can get busier during the peak season, which is usually around July or August. But so far, driving here has been a breeze and it's pretty easy to get around. Which brings us to the next point, which is transportation. For getting around here, I do a monthly bike rental. Just to keep in mind, here in Kuta, you don't have access to Grab, which is an app that you can use mainly in Southeast Asia for transportation. The reason is because a lot of local people here in Kuta, they work as a taxi driver, so they rely that as their source of income. So that's why they ban Grab. So if you know how to drive a bike, I would recommend to rent a bike while you're here in Lombok. For the bike rental, I paid 1.5 million for a month. And always make sure if you're gonna drive around, be responsible, use your helmet, and make sure you have a valid driving license. Driving here has been really great because everything is very close by. So like for example, for me to go to the gym or go to a nearby cafe, it probably take less than like 10 minutes. You can also explore the beach around, which is only around 20 minutes or even less with a bike. Now for food and groceries, I mainly shop from 2 different places. The first one is Pepito. They have Pepito here, so it's very convenient. If you don't know what Pepito is, it's basically like a supermarket where you can buy your produce and all type of like groceries. But if you're here in Kuta, I would also recommend to check out the traditional market. I usually go there to get fresh produce, and the price is obviously a lot cheaper compared to going to Pepito. So for groceries, I spend 1,788,000 per month. That doesn't include eating out. Eating out here can be inexpensive as well. There are tons of like amazing warung around, especially here in Kuta, or even like some good restaurants, some of my favorite. If you're here in Kuta, definitely check out Bus Radio, Three Sisters Lombok, and make sure to try sasak food, which is like the traditional Lombok food. You can go to 99 Lombok, which is a very unique concept store. They don't really have a set menu, so when you go there, you can ask for like what the ibu or like the local people cook for the day and order what they have. So in total for food, I spent 2,600,000 168,000 IDR. For gym, I sign up for a local gym membership at Seno. So there's two major gym here in Kuta. The first one is Seno Fit and the second one is called Loka. I sign up at Seno, and as a local, I paid 850,000 per month. The gym here is pretty good. It has solid equipment. If you like CrossFit, then it will suit you better. But at Seno, I found that they have more machines because I mainly do weightlifting, so I chose to go to Seno. They have good equipment, the facility is really good, and also it's a very unique design with all the bamboo. Overall, it's probably one of the best gym I've ever been to. Now, when it comes to entertainment, there's actually a lot of things that you can do here in Lombok. If you love surfing, you definitely have to come here because they have a lot of amazing surf spots. You can rent a surfboard for like 150k, or you can also take a surf lesson here. If you like paddle, there's also a paddle place here called La Reunion, or you can explore the nature, like go to Sembalun viewpoint, go to the waterfalls, or you can also go hike Mount Rinjani, which is one of the highest volcano mountain here in Indonesia. So for entertainment in a month, I spent around 1,250,000 IDR. I went surfing and then also played paddle. But most of the time, you can also just go to the beach or hike around here, which is free, and you only have to pay for the parking fee. Last but not least is beauty treatment. I went to Mataram, which is like the capital of the island, and there I found a really good salon for an affordable price. It's called Palm Beauty. So I got my nails done and my lashes done for 450k IDR. So in total, for a month in Lombok, I spent around 14,218,000 IDR. And there you have it. I would love to hear if you think Lombok is expensive or affordable in your opinion. I personally think for the quality of life that you get here, it's still considered affordable, especially if you compare it to Bali. So if you're a nature lover, you love surfing, and you want more of a laid-back island life, then I think you can consider Lombok because it pretty much has everything. But that's how much I spent for a month here in Lombok. If you enjoy it, don't forget to hit subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!